At a club like Real Madrid, one of the biggest in the world, crisis is always just around the corner. And when it hits, the president, Florentino Perez, he has this habit of rolling the dice, betting it all on a new manager right in the middle of the season. It's a huge gamble that has really defined his leadership, and, well, his latest bet has just been placed. So this story, it really starts with a shockwave. Alvaro Arbeloa, a club legend, takes charge for his very first game. And who are they playing? Albacete's B team. The result? A totally humiliating defeat. I mean, his honeymoon period? Yeah, it didn't even make it through a full 90 minutes. Immediately, alarm bells just started going off all over Madrid. And that one single result just throws this massive question out there, one that's hanging over the entire club right now. Is Arbeloa some kind of miracle worker who can actually save this season? Or is he just another temporary patch, the kind of guy who's destined to be forgotten by the time the next season even kicks off? Okay, so to really get what's going on here, you have to understand this isn't just about one bad game. Not at all. The club is in a total freefall, really struggling after Xabi Alonso's sudden departure. It left this huge power vacuum, and the whole team just seems to be spiraling. And you can feel it with the fans, the Madridismo. They're in genuine shock. The pressure inside that famous stadium, the Santiago Bernabeu, is always, always immense. But right now, it feels like it's hitting a breaking point. The stability of the entire season is hanging by a thread. But here's the thing. Arbeloa's situation, it isn't new. It's actually part of this really troubling pattern for the club, one that shows a culture where patience is basically non-existent and immediate results are everything. So to understand the future, we have to look to the past. And honestly, history offers a pretty grim warning. 6 times. Under the current president, this exact same scene has played out 6 different times. A manager gets fired mid-season, and the carousel just spins again. This isn't some rare emergency measure. It's become a recurring, and let's be honest, often failing strategy. In this timeline, it just leaves it all out there. You've got guys like Garcia Ramon, Luxemburgo, and Lopez Caro. They all came in with a ton of hope, but left with almost nothing to show for it. More recently, we saw the same thing with Santiago Solari. But you see that one name on the list? The one glaring exception? Zinedine Zidane. So what did all these emergency appointments actually achieve? Out of all those attempts over the last 20 years, how many major trophies did these mid-season replacements win? The answer is just 2. That's it. A shockingly low number that just goes to show you how incredibly difficult this job really is. So let's talk about that one exception, that one massive success story. The Zidane miracle. So how on earth did he pull it off? Well, back in 2016, Zidane took over a team that was completely falling apart under Rafa Benitez. His genius wasn't just about tactics, it was personal. He managed to unite a fractured dressing room, he expertly handled these massive egos like Cristiano Ronaldo and Gareth Bale, and then, within just a few months, he delivered the biggest prize in club football, the Champions League. It was, and I mean this, nothing short of a miracle. And then you've got the other side of the coin, the Solari collapse. This is the cautionary tale. Solari's time in charge is really a stark warning of just how fast things can completely unravel. He walked into a very similar situation, full of promise, but his story, it ended in a total collapse. And it all happened so unbelievably fast. Solari's time as manager started off great, with a string of good results. But then, in the space of one single tragic week, the entire season just imploded. 2 losses at home to their biggest rivals, Barcelona, a shocking Champions League exit to Ajax, and poof, the season was over. They ended with 0 trophies. So here's the crucial point. There are 2 very clear paths laid out for any new manager at Real Madrid. You've got the Zidane path, where you unite the team and somehow achieve the impossible. And then there's the Solari path, where all that early promise just dissolves into a catastrophic failure. This is the choice, the tightrope, that Arbeloa is walking right now. Which brings us right back to today. What exactly has Arbeloa inherited? Is it a team like Zidane's, full of legends just waiting to be guided? Or is it something far more broken? Let's take a look at the seemingly impossible task he's facing. I mean, where do you even start? The list of problems is just staggering. The club is dealing with an unprecedented injury crisis, which has left the squad dangerously thin. The players who are fit look completely drained, emotionally exhausted. And on top of all that, there's no true commanding leader on the pitch to rally the troops. And look, this feeling of exhaustion, it isn't just an opinion. The data actually backs it up. The team's energy levels have dropped significantly compared to last season. And what that means is less pressing, slower reactions, and a team that some have just described as listless. This quote right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the pressure at Real Madrid. There's no such thing as a rebuilding year here. The fans, the board, they demand immediate excellence. Arbeloa doesn't have time to experiment. He needs to win, and he needs to win right now. So it all comes down to this one question: Zidane or just another Solari? He has to somehow reignite a fire in players who look like they have absolutely nothing left to give. He's got to find some kind of tactical balance with a squad that's been ravaged by injuries, and he has to do all of it under the relentless pressure of a club that simply does not tolerate failure. So what's it going to be? Can he somehow channel the spirit of his former teammate Zinedine Zidane and pull off another incredible miracle? Or is he destined to follow the path of so many others before him, to be remembered as just another failed experiment in the turbulent history of Real Madrid? Only time will tell.